The Game Awards is that wonderful time of year where Jeff Keighley takes a break from the Diddy parties to see how much money people will pay him to put up their trailer in his 3 hour long advertisement. The entire show is fake and gay and only viewed by 40-year-olds. I happened to be playing Marvel Rivals last night with a bunch of guys in their 20s, and none of them even knew what the Game Awards was. So Astrobot and Helldivers 2 won a bunch of awards. Cool. Anyway, what I want to talk about in this video is all of the ridiculous woke girl boss announcement in games that are coming out in 2025. People keep telling me surely AAA studios will stop making woke games this year. I don't think you guys understand just how deep the rot is. And the Game Awards announcements last night proved exactly what I'm talking about. The entire Western AAA market is beyond cooked. It simply needs to be burned down at this point, and we're going to keep playing games made in Eastern Europe and Asia until that happens. All right, so I want to share with you guys some of these woke announcements that prove that 2025 will be the year of the girl boss. Number 1, The Witcher 4. As we all knew would happen, The Witcher has gone fully woke, and Ciri will be the main protagonist of the next game. As we feared for a while, the DEI rot goes all the way to the top, and CDPR has now become fully wokeified. The Steam community forum for The Witcher has now been locked down. CDPR knew most fans would hate this, and yet they did it anyway. We see in this article with Gerald's voiceover talent that they did not want this information getting out. As always, CDPR knows we hate this girl boss stuff and they don't care. You know when a game takes an attractive female character and makes them ugly for absolutely no reason, that we've officially lost another studio to the purple hairs. Furthermore, Ciri's cat eyes indicate that she is becoming a Witcher in this game. However, the lore and games clearly state that women cannot become Witchers. Oh, but I'm sure they have some explanation for it. Something about, you're just a hateful white bigot for asking a company to uphold a book's lore. Anyway, The Witcher 4 is beyond cooked. Number 2, Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. This is the new action-adventure slasher game from Naughty Dog and Neil Cuckman, where you play as a buff Asian chick who looks like a dude. Guys, what did y'all expect? Neil Cuckman is a known deviant beta cuck, so of course he wants the protagonist to look like a dude. He did this with Abby. Fans hated it. He didn't care. Now he's doing it again. I literally just made a video about how Neil Cuckman is a complete talentless hack and needs to be fired, and here he is again with millions of dollars making another game. Now, I assume this will only get worse as time goes on, but the IGN trailer for the game is currently sitting at 11,000 upvotes to 25,000 downvotes. The fans don't want this shit. And I assume that ratio will only get worse and worse as Sony gets more and more embarrassed. But guys, before we get into it, I want to tell you all about a little app I was using during the Game Awards last night to basically predict and bet on what games would win, and it's called Kalshi. So we all know that Astrobot won GOTY last night, and if I had to bet $100 on Astrobot, I would have made $157 today. If I were to make a riskier bet and say Black Myth Wukong was going to win last night, and I'm glad I didn't take that bet, I could have turned that $100 into $552. So the cool thing is Kalshi lets you bet on literally anything. So probably stay away from it if you have a gambling problem. You can bet on the high temperature in Chicago today. You can bet on whether Luigi Mangione will plead guilty to murder. Kalshi lets you gamify your life and use your knowledge to bet on literally anything and make money off of it. It has over 1 million users, and it's the only authorized legal app in the 50 states to let you do this. Click the link below, kalshi.com/andypants. Be the first 100 people to sign up and deposit $100 into your account, and they will throw in an additional $20 as well. All right, back to the video. Number 3, Split Fiction. Do you remember that abortion of a game, Wolfenstein Youngblood? Yeah, nobody played it, and it failed miserably. Well, it seems Joseph Ferris, the guy behind It Takes Two, saw the incredible chemistry in Youngblood and thought, you know what? We need to bottle that Youngblood chemistry up again and sell it. Two corny millennial women saying things like, that just happened, and did you just see that? In between cheesy CGI renderings of things happening. This was one of the cringiest trailers I've ever seen in my life. It's likely nobody understands that it's still mostly men who sit at home and play on a console, but yes, the elusive modern audience that keeps never showing up for some reason. At this point, I just assume Joseph Ferris is a woke and gay degenerate, and I won't be touching this goy slop with a 10-foot pole. Number 4, Dispatch. Aaron Paul stars in a new story adventure game from what sounds like some of the people who got fired from Telltale Games. Judging from the trailer, like every woke game, it contains beta cuck men looking like idiots. It contains a strong girl boss who hates gamers. Said strong girl boss beats up man in physical confrontation. Oh, and let's throw in some satanic elements as well. So it's basically a fantasy life simulator for broken homosexuals and purple hairs. Got it. Again, another girl boss game I won't be touching with a 10-foot pole. Number 5, Outer Worlds 2. This is an RPG coming from Obsidian. Notice in the trailer they're desperately trying to remind you that they were involved with Fallout New Vegas. Only problem is basically none of the people who worked on New Vegas are still at the company now. It's just a bunch of purple hairs and troons. To make matters worse, we know Matt Hansen, the art director on Avowed, is working on this game. And dude has publicly said that he won't hire white people to fill any of his job postings. How he hasn't gotten fired from Microsoft for that yet is mind boggling. So, if you thought the first game was bad with its gay relationships, just wait for Outer Worlds 2. It's probably going to be the gayest RPG you've ever played. Number 6, Borderlands 4. With a movie that bombed earlier this year and lost the brand a ton of money, you would think BL4 would come out swinging. But it seems the game is still woke as hell and didn't learn any lessons. The game begins with a kind of huge battle between two armies that looks very generic, and then we cut to the 4 heroes of the game, 2 of them being, of course, black lesbians. Borderlands 4 is yet again doubling down on the woke garbage. Let's see how that pays off for them. Guys, just in closing here, I want to talk about the new Mafia trailer, and this was the only thing from the Game Awards that had me really hyped. It looks based as hell. It looks authentic. The game is going back to its roots, and it's making an authentic mob game. This is what I think it's called Hangar 13. This is what Hangar 13 has always been good at. So, yeah, guys, I am so stoked for 2025. In between all these games here, Fable, Avowed, Assassin's Creed Shadows, 2025 is just going to be a very, very great year for tons of woke video games. So, I personally can't wait. All right, see y'all.